Hello, my name's Olu Osha. I like talking about American presidents. Today, I want to list the 10 amendments, the first 10 amendments. That's the Bill of Rights written by James Madison. Now, while many of the amendments in the Bill of Rights may have been inspired by other sources, such as the Virginia Declaration of Rights and Virginia's Constitution. I want to point out that at least two of them, that's the Ninth and Tenth Amendments, were wholly the products of James Madison's rigorous intellect and his understanding, his deep understanding of the classics. So the Ninth Amendment states that the enumeration of certain rights in the Constitution shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. That's the Ninth Amendment. The Tenth Amendment states that the powers not delegated to the United States nor prohibited, that's the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states shall be reserved shall be reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Let me repeat that. That the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states shall be reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So that's the 10th Amendment and the Ninth Amendment, which I stated earlier. So these were importantly devised by James Madison during the ratification process. Let me list the amendments and then I will do another subsequent videos just discussing each one. So the first amendment states that it provides freedom of expression, freedom of expression, freedom of the press. In it, it also provides freedom of religion. It prohibits the government from establishing a religion, and it provides for the free exercise of religion. It provides the right of the people to assemble, to protest peaceably, and to petition the government for a redress of their grievances. So that's mainly the First Amendment. It also has some other inherent some other protections of fundamental rights, such as the autonomy rights, rights of freedom of thought, conscience, and beliefs. Now let's get into the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment provides the right to bear arms. The Third Amendment prohibits soldiers from quartering in private homes. The Fourth Amendment prohibits the unreasonable search and seizure of persons without a warrant from a neutral or impartial judge and without probable cause. The Fifth Amendment, of course, that's also called the takings. It has a takings clause, which includes eminent domain, but we all know it as the right to remain silent. It deals with rights of the accused and due process. So, right not to self-incriminate. It also includes Miranda rights from Miranda versus Arizona, which came much later, the 20th century. So that's where the police have to provide let the accused, if they're arresting someone, let them know that they have a right to remain silent, right to have an attorney. Again, I said I wasn't going to explain them. I was just going to try and list them. So it also has provisions against double jeopardy. So one will not be in danger of life and limb twice for the same offense. That's double jeopardy. So you can't be I guess sort of self-explanatory. I'm going to explain it later on. In addition, what else? What else? Eminent domain. So the government cannot take private property without just compensation. So I think I've pretty much listed it all. Right, not to self-incriminate. That's within the Fifth Amendment. I think I've pretty much listed it all. And the Sixth Amendment provides rights of an accused person, of a defendant in a crime, to a speedy and fair trial and a public trial by a jury, and of course right to counsel, right to cross-examine your accusers and bring forth your witnesses. The Seventh Amendment provides a right to a jury in a federal civil suit. That's you have a right to a jury in a federal civil suit. The Eighth Amendment prohibits excessive bills and fines and prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. And the Ninth Amendment, as I said earlier, it says um, that the enumeration of certain rights in the Constitution will not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. And then, of course, the 10th Amendment that says that the powers delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited. That's the powers not the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, shall be reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So let me repeat the Ninth and 10th Amendments again, because this is very important regarding, again, these were the creations of James Madison, and they were to address concerns about, the powers of the federal government, the national government, because remember, the Constitution had devised a strong national government, very strong central government. And remember, the states during the era of the colonies, and even during the prosecution of the war, when they had the Articles of Confederation, they had sovereignty. They were sovereign states. They had their own constitutions. They devised their own things, and so there was the concern that a strong central government would overwhelm them, take away their powers, their rights, and the Ninth and 10th Amendment were devised and inserted by James Madison to reassure himself and, of course, the delegates of these different states that the powers of the government, federal government, would be limited, and the states would still have their own powers. That individual liberties would be protected. So again, the Ninth Amendment says the enumeration of certain rights in the Constitution shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. The 10th Amendment says the powers not delegated to the United States nor prohibited, that's the powers not delegated by the United States in the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states, shall be reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So there you go. That's the first 10 amendments known as the Bill of Rights, and authored by James Madison, our fourth president. I'll do a subsequent video detailing each amendment and explaining them and giving examples. My name is Olu Osha. I like talking about American presidents, and I also draw attention to color of law violations, pivoting on subordination of perjury and fraud on the court in Montgomery County, Maryland. These have been, my rights have been violated in order to obstruct justice in federal investigations concerning an equal employment opportunity complaint I'd filed regarding discrimination and harassment and retaliation, and including sexual harassment in the Department of Defense and Department of Navy, and complaints I'd filed with the Office of Special Counsel and Inspector General's offices regarding fraud, waste, mismanagement, and abuse, and other misconduct by rogue employees in the federal government, in the Department of Defense and the Department of the Navy. I'll keep you posted. Thank you.